Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling great on a Thursday morning because we're now 4-0 in our last four board member tier package picks on my premium site. We had the Georgia Bulldogs minus 2.5 in college basketball yesterday, and they actually held Missouri to just 59 points in that victory, and Missouri ended up going winless in SEC action this season. Oh my goodness, what was it, 0-19 in conference play? Yikes, that is crazy. Might be unprecedented, right? That is unbelievable. But anyway, the good news is, folks, I have another board member tier package pick going off here today. And if you want to find out what that is, you may want to think about signing up for that package here today. You're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. And as another additional added bonus, you're also going to get access to my board member podcast each and every day during that time frame, absolutely free. That'll be included with your purchase as well. And before we go ahead and move on and I try to sell you on things, I just want to take a quick time out here and welcome you to my NBA free pick video here today for Thursday, March 14th, 2024. Happy Thursday to you. Hopefully you're having a great week and, St. Patty's Day weekend right around the corner. You are almost there. I tell you, should be an exciting weekend. Lots of green beer out there. And of course, basketball the entire weekend. Should be a good one. Of course, as always, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. And of course, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on the free videos and what I do on my premium site. Like, why would I buy a package if I'm just getting it all for free? Well, what I'll do here on the free videos is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. But what I do on my premium site is I actually give you a little bit more insight onto which one of these free picks on these videos that I actually like the best. And once again, folks, I'm 4-0 in my last four board member tier package picks on my premium site. And of course, the good news is we've got another one of those plays going off here today. I currently have over 1,355 members who are signed up and active on that premium site right now. Thank you, guys. You are the absolute best. And once again, the site is patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, folks, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Suns at the Celtics, 7:30 Eastern start time. Boston's minus 5.5, totals 227 and a hook. And even though the Celtics are banged up right now, they still have plenty of scorers that can get the job done, plenty of depth. Obviously, Jason Tatum leads the roster in scoring. Meanwhile, White, Holiday, and Hauser, they're all drilling well over 40% of their three-pointers collectively. Seems like these guys are always open, and they always make you pay. And I'll tell you, that's certainly bad news for Phoenix fans because these guys have a few problem areas on offense themselves. Now, for one, the Suns, they've kind of been no threat shooting the long ball. Phoenix is currently in the bottom 10 in three-pointers made per game. When it comes to fourth quarter point production, nobody in the NBA is worse. Phoenix is currently dead last in fourth quarter scoring. Now, injury-wise, Eric Gordon is questionable with a knee injury. Leon Okogie are still out. Meanwhile, for the Celtics on the other side, Jaylen Brown still battling some back problems. Keep an eye on him. He hasn't been scratched yet, officially listed as questionable. But Kristaps Porzingis, he has been scratched with that sore hammy. Going to give him a day off. Now, total-wise, Boston saw overs recently against the likes of the Nuggets, Mavericks, and Bulls. Give me the Celtics minus 5.5, over 227 and a hook. Next game, Clippers, Bulls, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. The LA Clippers are minus 8, totals 215. And we are seeing some money come in on the Bulls here, so look for this number to move. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard are both questionable to suit up for the Clippers. So even if one of them gets scratched, look for even more line movement in this one. But I'll tell you what, even when the Clippers are mostly healthy, this is an LA team who has struggled covering the point spread this year. It's a good team. They get a lot of W's. They're tough. They could shoot. They play defense. But the number has been very challenging to cover for them. LA failed to cover in 7 out of their last 10. And they've actually struggled defensively late in games a little bit. Matter of fact, the Clippers are actually in the bottom 3 in the NBA in fourth quarter points allowed on the road. So keep that in mind. That back door kind of always open here. And that's definitely bad news for Clippers fans because Chicago's actually done a nice job covering against the West this year. The Bulls have covered in 62% of their out-of-conference home games. And when it comes to defensive play, well, the Bulls ain't no pushover, right? You're not going to, steamroll these guys. They're in the top 10 in the league in field goals allowed per game. Now, injury-wise, Kobe White is doubtful for the Bulls. Probably not going to see him suit up. Meanwhile, Harden and Leonard, once again, day-to-day for the Clips. Keep an eye on them. You see one of those guys get scratched, you're going to see some significant line movement. Now, total-wise, 6 out of the Clippers' last 10 outings did stay under the number. They're also 8-3 to the under in their last 11 out-of-conference road games. Meanwhile, Chicago went 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Bulls +8, under 215. Next contest, Sixers-Bucks, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Milwaukee's -9, totals 220. For a team laying nearly double digits in this spot here, Milwaukee's had a tough time covering the number this season. They're covering in just 43% of their ball games in the Fiserv Forum. And unfortunately for Bucks bettors, once again, that back door is always open. We just mentioned that in our previous breakdown. But same song and dance here for these guys. Milwaukee's in the bottom 3 in the NBA in fourth quarter points allowed. And even though the Sixers continue to flounder as an organization, they haven't been completely helpless covering the point spread. These guys covered recently against the likes of the Pelicans, Mavericks, and Cavaliers. When it comes to defensive play, the Sixers do still play some tough D in certain spots. They're in the top 5 in the NBA in guarding the three-pointer. Now, injury-wise, Embiid, Covington, and Melton are still out for the Sixers. Beasley and Beauchamp questionable for the Bucks. Chris Middleton also still inactive with that ankle injury. When it comes to the total, the Bucks saw overs recently against the likes of the Lakers and Clippers. Meanwhile, Philly saw overs recently against the likes of the Grizzlies, Nets, and Hornets. Give me Philadelphia +9, over 220. Next contest, Wizards, Rockets, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Houston's -7, totals 227. Now, the Rockets are playing their best basketball at home this year. They're currently 10 games above 500 in the Toyota Center, and most of that is thanks to some stifling defense. The Rockets allowed just 109 points a night in their own building. They also have the second lowest defensive three-point percentage at home in the entire league. Very tough to shoot against them from long range. And they're facing a Washington team who plays little to no defense themselves. These guys are dead last in the NBA in points allowed per contest. When it comes to grabbing rebounds, no one in the league does it worse than the Wizards. Washington is currently dead last in both offensive and defensive rebounding. Now, injury-wise, Rashawn Holmes is questionable for the Wizards. Shamet and Bagley are still out. Meanwhile, for Houston on the other side, Alpi Sengun is still questionable with that ankle injury. I'm sorry, he's out. Alpi Sengun's been out, and he is also out here today. 8 out of the Rockets' last 10 ball games stayed under the total. They're also 19-13 at the under in the Toyota Center. Meanwhile, the Wizards saw their last 3 straight stay under the total themselves. Unders against the likes of the Grizzlies, Heat, and Hornets. Give me Houston -7, under 227. Next contest, Mavericks, Thunder, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Oklahoma City's -9.5, totals 236 and a hook. Now, OKC got the W in 7 out of their last 10, and they might not have to deal with Luka Doncic here tonight. Luka is currently questionable with a hammy injury, and of course, that's bad news for Dallas offensively, because you're going to have to keep up with OKC offensively. You're going to have to try to outscore them. These guys are the best three-point shooting team in the game right now. Got to kind of be built for a track meet when you play the Thunder. And when it comes to point production, well, OKC is also in the top 3 in points per game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scores a team-high 31 points a night. And of course, OKC has more than a handful of guys who are shooting 40% from three-land or more. And that's certainly bad news for Dallas because, they're not overly crisp on defense. For one, the Mavericks are in the bottom 5 in the West in fourth quarter points allowed. And when it comes to grabbing boards, well, they're a bottom 5 defensive rebounding team in the entire NBA. Now, total-wise, OKC saw overs recently against the likes of the Blazers, Spurs, and Wizards. Meanwhile, 5 out of Dallas's last 9 got over the line. And if you're into historical trends, out of their last 10 gatherings with Oklahoma City, the over cashed in 70% of those outings. So once again, if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Give me Oklahoma City minus 9.5 over 236 and a hook. And with that, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video here. Going to be in that Knicks-Blazers game, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Now, New York's minus 11 on the road here. Total's 206. And I'll tell you, if you think you're going to drive to the basket on New York, you may want to think again. They're allowing fewer points per contest than any other team in the Eastern Conference. And if you end up missing a shot against these guys, well, you're probably not going to get it back. New York's grabbing more defensive boards a night than any other roster in the NBA except for one. And of course, they're facing a Portland squad who does not rebound well on offense themselves. Could be a long night for these guys underneath the basket. Portland's in the bottom 5 in the entire league in offensive boards per game. When it comes to getting on the scoreboard, well, they have a tough time doing that too, especially late in the game. Portland averages fewer second-half points than any other roster except for one. Now, injury-wise, Grant and Walker are questionable for the Blazers. Brogdon and Sharp are out. When it comes to the total, the Knicks have gone 60% to the over in their road games against the West. Meanwhile, Portland saw 5 out of their last 8 get over the total themselves. Give me the Knicks minus 11 over 206. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the Celtics minus 5.5 over 227 and a hook. Give me the Bulls plus 8 under 215. I'm 4-0 my last 4 board member tier package picks on my premium site. The link is in my bio. Philadelphia plus 9 over 220. Rockets minus 7 under 227. Thunder minus 9.5 over 236 and a hook. Give me the Knicks minus 11 over 206. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. As an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that chairman membership that I offer, it's a full access, all-inclusive package. It gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, folks, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/BrockPage.